Welcome to Baby Dribble, proudly sponsored by SweetDreamers. Baby Dribble is a fun, friendly and free parenting advice channel. Hello, Lynda and Lucy here, and welcome to the Baby Dribble podcast. And this week is National Safer Sleep Week. So we will be covering everything from sleep positions to room temperature. So let's get started. So why do we need to talk about safer sleep? Sadly, around 4 babies a week still die from SIDS. So that's the abbreviation for Sudden Infant Death Syndrome, and that's in the UK, so it's a very sad subject and something that we really need to be aware of. SIDS can sometimes be referred to as cot death, and it's the sudden and unexplained death of an apparently healthy baby. So SIDS is rare and the risk of this happening is low. However, with advice on how to reduce the risk of it occurring, we can spread the message to new parents of safer sleep. So it's definitely a message we need to get out of there. So all our advice is taken from the charity called the Lullaby Trust. And this charity offers safe sleep advice, bereavement support and fundraising and awareness opportunities for this sensitive topic. So let's get cracking. What is the best sleep position for your baby?
Yeah, so all of our advice is taken from the Lullaby Trust, and the best place to sleep, the best way to sleep your baby is on their back. So it's very simple.
Not on the front.
No, and not on their front and not on their side. I must say, I got a bit confused when I had mine because he was early and he was in hospital, and they would place him on his front. And when I went to leave, I thought I could probably do the same thing. But you can't. And the reason that you're not allowed is because in the hospital, they're monitored constantly. So he had all wires and all sorts of things attached to him. And because he was monitored and they knew if he was breathing and all that sort of thing.
It was acceptable.
That's why it was okay, yes. So there's lots of reasons why you might think, oh, well, you see that on, I don't know, different programs and things like that. But really the best way to sleep them is on their back. You might hear it called the supine position.
Yes.
I've never heard that.
Yes.
If somebody says that, it means on their back. But it is one of the most protective actions you can take to ensure your baby is sleeping as safely as possible. And that goes for nighttime and naps as well. So nap time in the day, put them on their back.
Yeah.
And they should just get hopefully used to it.
Yeah. Because their heads tend to fall to the side anyway.
Yeah.
Because I think that sometimes parents are a bit worried in case they suddenly start choking because they're on their back, like they're a little bit sick or bring up some milk.
Yeah.
But I think they would naturally turn their head to the side.
Yeah, and I think the advice has changed, hasn't it? So I think my mum said that babies used to sleep on their front.
Yeah.
That was the advice, or not the advice, but it was okay.
Eldest, so he's 30 now, in the sort of maternity unit, they were saying, no, put him on his front. But I just never felt comfortable with that. So when I came home, I actually just always put him on his back. And in all fairness, I also put him on his side. But I had so his back was towards the side of the Moses basket, so he couldn't roll, sort of like, onto his front. So it was all sort of. Yeah. But I wasn't comfortable. No.
So that's it. The advice has changed, and the back is the best place. And also, so. Touching on that, also sleep positioners.
Yes.
So anything like a wedge. Yeah. So they're like little foam things, triangles sometimes, and things like that. Anything like a wedge or anything like that, you need to take out of the cot. Yes. So that leads us on to what to have in the cot, right? Which is nothing. So no pillows, no duvets, no cot bumpers, no soft toys, no loose bedding, and no products, which is what we're talking about, such as wedges or straps. Yes. So I hadn't actually heard of the straps before, but you can get these.
Yeah, they're like a Velcro.
And they sort of cross over their body, and essentially they can't.
Supposed to stop them from rolling over.
Yeah, they can't move. But I think the worry with that is that if they do manage to get themselves onto their front, they won't be able to
locked in that position,
exactly,
aren't they? Because they're strapped in that position.
So that's why they're not ideal. But so a clear cot is the best.
Clear cot is a safe cot.
A clear cot is a safe cot. Yep.
Yes. And that was information, like you say, from the Lullaby Trust.
Yeah.
What about sharing a room with your baby? Because obviously when you come home from hospital, you tend to have your baby, don't you? They always say for the first at least 3 months to have the baby in the same room as you.
Yeah.
And then potentially then move the baby, if you've got another room, into like a small nursery.
Yeah.
But from the word go, normally the baby's in the same room. So what's the advice?
So the advice is to have your baby sleeping in the same room as you for the first 6 months.
Oh, it's 6 months now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone up. Yes.
I think it's worth thinking about that, because when mine was born, he wasn't big enough. He was too big for his Moses basket by 6 months.
Yes.
So I wonder if those next to you type
co-sleepers
might be better, because they're much bigger. So if you are going to do 6 months, I found I put him into his own room earlier with a Moses basket, because it was just so much smaller, and he was his head
he was like crumpled.
Yeah.
It's like he was in like, I don't know, like curved, like laid on a banana.
He wasn't going to last very long in that. He grew too quickly. But it's just worth maybe, if you're thinking of maybe either 6 months or longer.
Yes.
A bigger
place for the baby.
Yeah, definitely. So that's sharing a room with your baby. This is quite a sensitive subject, but sleeping on the sofa or an armchair with your baby is actually one of the most high-risk situations for the baby. I don't think a lot of people know that. You tend to sort of snuggle your baby on the sofa. You know, you've been up all night, and then in the afternoon you might have your baby laying on you. But it is, whilst it's extremely high risk for the baby, because if you're asleep and the baby's asleep,
anything could happen. You could accidentally roll, move. Your arm might move into a different position, and the baby could become sort of slumped down into a crevice on the sofa or something.
Or they could fall off the sofa. So it is really key not to do that. It says that a study on the Lullaby Trust website says that approximately 1/6 of infants in England and Wales who died of SIDS were found sleeping with an adult on a sofa. So it's
sad.
Really...
And then they probably weren't aware, the parents.
No.
You just don't...
You don't think
it's sometimes sort of like simple sort of advice is the best key advice.
Yeah.
And helps like trigger, oh my goodness, I didn't even think of that.
No. I must say I hadn't thought of that. So if you can, make sure you accidentally don't fall asleep with your baby on the sofa. And if you think you might fall asleep, say you are feeling very tired, put your baby down.
Yes.
So
that's so that the baby's in a safe place. Definitely. Even if you spent ages trying to get the baby off to sleep, you think, oh thank goodness, they've finally gone to sleep. Don't be tempted, if you're feeling in any way tired, to then just like, because you relax, and all of a sudden you switch off. And it's a bit like a time bomb with a sleeping baby. You're so worried they're going to wake up. You think, no, I'll keep holding, no.
But you'd rather that than anything else, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So... Yes.
And moving on from that, obviously sleeping with the baby falling asleep on the armchair or the sofa. What about co-sleeping with your baby? Because that's a bit of a sort of, hot topic, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's one of those topics where you're sort of one or the other, and it can cause a little bit of controversy. Yeah. But lots of people choose to share beds with their babies, and when they talk about sharing a bed with their baby, they don't just mean for feeding or for comfort. It's when you share a bed all night. So your baby is sleeping with you, and the advice is, if you're going to do that, then there's just some rules to follow, and they're actually quite obvious, but they need to be said. So if either you or your partner smoke, and that's even if you don't smoke in the bedroom, so I suppose maybe if it's on the clothes, and it could, if say it's downstairs,
sometimes it clings to your hair and stuff, doesn't it?
Which obviously is not very good for babies. If you or your partner has drunk alcohol or taken drugs, including medications that make you drowsy,
ones that are prescribed by the doctor.
If you're extremely tired, so say you have been up 3 nights in a row, which might be likely. If your baby was premature, so if they were born 37 weeks or less, I think that's just their bodies.
It might be their size.
And their size. Or if your baby was born at a low weight, so 5.5 pounds or less. So that probably coincides
really tiny.
With the premature bit there. And it basically, you should never sleep with your baby if any of the points apply to you or your partner. So if any of those. If if you still choose to co-sleep with your baby. A bit like the cot, you should have a clear bed.
Yes.
So pillows, which is quite difficult because everybody sleeps with pillows.
Everybody loves a pillow.
So it is something to consider. You know, if your baby's in the middle of you, you've got pillows either side.
Slip down, couldn't it?
Easily. You know, you go to sleep at night and you're not in the same position that you woke up or you went to sleep in, aren't you? So you have to think about that. Ensure there are no pillows, sheets, blankets or any other items in the bed that could obstruct your baby's breathing.
Yes.
And again, from a study that they did, a high proportion of infants who die as a result of SIDS are found with their head covered by loose bedding.
So sad.
Yeah. So avoid, and it also says to avoid letting pets or other children in the bed.
In the bed. Otherwise,
you can have a big
way
bed.
too many people in the bed. It's going to be like, the biggest bed in the world.
I wouldn't have a bed big enough, unfortunately.
No. But no, so that's really good advice there from the Lullaby Trust. And now, what about this one? The safest room temperature.
Yes. So I think a lot of people have thermometers in babies' bedrooms and things like that. So it's important to check that your baby is at a comfortable temperature. It should be between 16 and 20 degrees.
Okay.
I was trying to think of that. It is quite hot, isn't it? But I suppose your baby needs to be warm. You don't want it to be cold. But with light bedding or a lightweight, well-fitting baby sleep bag is comfortable for baby to sleep in. So you can get the different togs like you can a duvet with the sleep bag. So I suppose you just have to adjust it to the temperature of the room.
Exactly. And just briefly jumping back on that. Not sure whether or not we mentioned with the best sleep position for your baby. Did we mention about feet to the foot of the cot?
Oh yes.
Yes, just thinking about that then. We were talking about lightweight bedding going over their faces.
Yeah.
And even with this well-fitted sleeping bag on, I think the advice is definitely to have your feet. Did you want to explain that? Because sometimes it might sound a bit.
It does sound a bit confusing.
Feet to the foot of the cot. Yes. Demonstrate for the listeners.
That's it. I've got nothing.
Now you have to graphically explain.
So you have your listeners. Moses basket or crib size.
Yes.
Your baby's feet need to be at the bottom of the cot. So their feet nearer to the bottom, not their head.
Yes. Yeah, or don't put them in the middle. Don't put them in the middle, which is quite a good tempting position. The feet, like you say, right at the bottom of the cot. So if they were to wriggle down somehow, they're not wriggling under anything because the end of the cot or the co-sleeper or the Moses basket is stopping them moving anywhere else.
Exactly.
Within where they're sleeping, the bed or whatever.
That's it. You'll hear it called feet to foot.
Feet to foot.
Feet to foot.
Feet to foot. That's really important because
it is.
That again with this loose bedding thing. They could wriggle down underneath if you've got a little sheet or one of those thin like little blankets. They could be underneath there because if they start at the top end of the cot and wriggle all the way down, they're going to be completely underneath the sheet.
That's why sleep bags are great for that, isn't it? Because they're all in. And they can't wriggle down.
Exactly.
But if you do have a blanket, I think you need to put their arms over it so that it goes underneath their armpits, basically.
Yes.
And they're
locked over the top.
Exactly.
A bit like a paper clip.
Yes. Just get them nice and snug.
But their arms out so that they're not
no higher than their shoulders. Oh, I think I'll just my microphone.
That's okay. That's okay. So sorry, we shot over there we were talking. It was when you mentioned about the sleeping bag. Yes.
And with regards to the room temperature, it's all intended as a guide, so you need to check your baby.
Yes.
It is difficult. I remember being very confused with the room temperature because, especially like
in these summers we've been having recently,
it's so hot, and we're not used to it, are we?
No. And if you look at the thermometer, you'd be thinking, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it's just making sure that it just feel your baby as well. And if you are worried, you might have to just keep going back in.
Yeah, or maybe just get in the corner of the room like a fan or something. Yeah. I'm talking about in the height of the summer. Obviously, if it's not blowing directly onto the child.
No, you need to face it.
Have your windows
a different way.
On a crack or something.
Yes. But and then like we've been having winters that are absolutely freezing. Yeah,
so you just have to go from one extreme to the other.
So keep checking your baby regularly. You can feel the back of their neck or the baby's tummy. That's the best place. baby's hands and feet don't feel those. They're not a good indicator.
A bit like us, really.
Yeah, they're always going to be a bit colder, aren't they?
When you're an adult, your hands can be misleading.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if the baby's skin is like hot and sweaty, you might want to remove a layer, and vice versa.
Oh, sorry. Why am I saying sorry?
Like my tea didn't go over.
Yeah. So our final point then. So what should my baby sleep on? Yeah.
So this is really just quite basic, but make sure
we're not talking about sleeping on a bed of straw.
No, we're not. But make sure your baby is on a firm and flat mattress that is protected by a waterproof cover.
Yes.
And I think it's just maybe knowing where, if you are buying something second-hand, if you can, maybe not buy a second-hand mattress. But if you are, then maybe try someone that you know. Just because you want to make sure that what they're sleeping on is clean and dry, and if anything, if they do have accidents, you want to be able to wipe it down and make sure it's nice and clean for them. So
definitely.
Just make sure.
Also,
we got on this bit which we did touch on earlier about the pillows. But again, it's a pillow use alone has been shown to increase the chance of SIDS occurring up to 2.5 times. And if the baby doesn't need a pillow, just take the pillow off. Don't get into the habit of using it. And if they have touched on, I actually cannot say this word. But it is called flathead syndrome.
Plagiocephaly, is it? Do you think? I don't know.
I think it is.
It could be. But quite a lot of parents do worry about that.
So if your baby has,
because they're laying in the same position, you keep putting them on their back, so the back of their head's going to permanently always basically
be a bit flat.
Be the place that has the most pressure when their little skulls are developing. They worry about their head's going to look a bit flat at the back.
But there are other techniques that you can use to help that without using a pillow.
So don't get lulled into using a pillow because you're worrying about the shape of their head.
Exactly. And I think the Lullaby Trust, which we'll put the link up, has advice on that. There's techniques for that.
Yes, definitely. And for all our listeners, the Lullaby Trust website is www.lullabytrust.org.uk if you want to jump on. And
really easy to navigate. It says exactly what we've just said. But it's just nice and clear. It's got videos, it's got like little pictures. So, we were talking about the blanket earlier. It's got pictures of exactly how your baby should be sleeping.
And little reminders and tips and things like that. So we really hope that the advice that we've given today helps make safer sleep for your baby a little clearer. And as we say, if you want any further clarification, take a look on the Lullaby Trust website.
They've got everything.
And they've got everything there in case you sort of think, can't remember what they said at the beginning of the podcast. Go on there, it's amazing. So thanks for that, Lucy. Thanks for all the research you've done there. And just touching on last week's podcast, we did a potty training pack giveaway. Amanda Jenner was here, amazing Amanda, with her new book. Her new book, Potty Training Magic. Not long till that comes out, but on our potty training podcast, we were giving away a potty training pack.
Yes, we were.
Which was amazing. And we had quite a lot of entrants, which was brilliant. Drum roll, please. And well done, Rachel Spence. Yay, well done. So we'll be getting in touch with you to organise sending out your potty training pack to you. Not got a giveaway this week, but all Baby Dribble content will be available for you to access through our podcast, YouTube, and our blog at sweetdreamers.co.uk/blog. And we do hope you'll join us again next time, where I'm sure we will have a giveaway.
Yes.
And thank you very much for listening. Bye for now. Hey guys, really hope you enjoyed this episode of Sweet Dreamers Baby Dribble. If you did, please share and pass it on and let us know what you think.